Hello everybody, welcome back to the streams. We've been on and off and on again, but here we are once again with some more exciting matches. This is one of the more anticipated ones, if not the most. I don't want to say most without checking, but in terms of the hype votes, in terms of the skill level, this is going to be a fun one, I do believe. Some returning teams here in high voltage, and there is no team, aka Tint, from Season 1 of VRML. On the caster's booth, I'm Palidore, being joined by SputnikKobra, and we're about ready to get underway here.
Absolutely, and I always love seeing White Dragon play. Guygasm, a former player, as well as, well, not former, he's current, but he found a lot of success in the earlier seasons, being on top teams, and Huzzah himself, one of the best sidearms I've ever seen in the game, a longtime baseball player. And Late Toast, which is a late addition. I haven't seen much from him, but I'm excited to. And as always, White Dragon without Dave this time, so David and not being alongside him, it's something that we miss. But with that being said, the neutral joust is about to begin.
That it is, yeah. For those tuning in here, White Dragon. I was just saying to Sputnik right before we started. Very glad to see him still involved here. One of the Ready at Dawn developers, and just a great all-around guy. So glad to see him here in the stream and on the team. There is no team, that is to say, as the first play is gonna unfold here, favoring perhaps high voltage. Lulz are the best. From the Twitch streams quite often, but this time being featured in it. So Lulz getting it done for 2.
The Lulz are the best. I've definitely seen him in chat all the time as a big watcher of the streams and a big chatter. So it's good to see him on the court and doing what he does best.
Really is the best, ain't he? And speaking of, well, look at that. It's a Krems. Oh boy, I'm gonna try and not butcher that. Krems Night TV, Twitch TV. So, getting the follow as a. Ooh, look at that follow on the shot, going in actually from Guy. And yet again, that whole trend continues. Sput. This has to be approaching the 8th, 9th, 10th time, I think in the last 2 days maybe, that we've seen these great saves immediately followed by a regrab and dunk. Offenses are just so aware these days of these great goalkeepers.
That's why as a goalkeeper, if you get a touch on it, you have to immediately slap it. Everything should be a slap at the highest level. So Lulz are the best. We'll send it back to that backline player. Cross-check taking his time, seeing what this defense is doing, and losing possession for a second, but regaining it and able to find that pass down to Sonic Roland. Sonic Roland getting a little too much spice on that throw, and it will sail off the wall and be picked up by Lulz.
Now Sonic trying to retrieve it, but just slapped on out of there, kind of denied, but still back into the possessions. Oh, maybe not actually struggling to find the disc where it was, just in the space. So Huzzah trying to put that in the right place. Looks a little bit off there. Indeed, a very tough shot from deep, but still that straight arm that you mentioned of his, a very accurate and a devastating player on offense more often than not.
Absolutely. Guygasm with possession, approaching mid, sees that defender coming forward, getting it down to White Dragon. White Dragon has set it up for that pass, but doesn't find the angle. Almost be stuffed by Fire Ninja. Fire Ninja getting that attempted to clear off the wall, and the stunts coming out. A little bit of a cluster as White Dragon gets possession and sends it up to Nest. And Guygasm finding the angle, but not able to sink it, as it sails back out of the bubble and into the hands of this offense again. And another shot attempt. Fire Ninja will find possession, and I'll send it for the clear.
All right, full credit to Fire Ninja. That save deserves some hype. That was incredible. I thought that was just a straight-on goal, head-to-head. But now Sonic Roland going through instead, and maybe the shot just going to be off there as it goes off that side wedge here. Taken back by, ultimately, Guy. But for how long? Not 2, because it's cross-check right in the mid lane.
Newton saying that's exactly what we practiced. And they'll send a pass. It'll be slightly behind target. Tint won't be able to find the clear and bounce back into the hands of High Voltage. High Voltage getting stunned out. Cross-check getting stunned out. They go to the hands of Guygasm as he looks for a clear. And that stacks boost back to reset.
Yeah, now Guy just spinning a little bit, trying to untangle and maybe try and find a pass so that they can mingle the goal. Spreading the floor here, tied up 2 apiece between these two teams, returning teams from Season 1, perhaps slightly different roster there. And again, you mentioned Late Toast joining in here, but another familiar face, and certainly glad to see Late Toast. And will be grabbed on the other end by Guy, that seasoned veteran of multiple seasons, as you mentioned earlier, Sput.
Absolutely. And with that pass to mid, White Dragon looking for an angle. Has that pass in front, not able to find it. It bounces off the ceiling and into the hands of Crosscheck, the backline player.
See Newton in there, as well as Newton Dad, enjoying what they're seeing here on the streams and trying to get the shot again, but High Voltage unable to, thanks to the brawling and the defense here from There Is No Team. And I do want to note, because I said it on some of these streams before, a lot of my favorite matches in the season, of Season 1 that is, actually came on behalf of There Is No Team, because I'm sure as they watch this VOD later, they'll kind of roll their eyes because I've said it so much, but really, for the especially second half of Season 1, they were the reverse sweep kings, trying to sweep in a shot. It's the cleanup from Huzzah.
Huzzah will be able to find that too, so they will take the lead. There Is No Team approaching the halftime mark in possession. Joust advantage will go to High Voltage, so High Voltage has to respond. This is neck and neck in the first round.
And you know, for High Voltage, they've been granted not on a stream all the time, like in week 0, for instance, that shot is gonna be just barely off. But High Voltage they've been making some noise there in week 0, so I've been really interested to follow them into this first week here, because, well, guess what? If you include week 0, they're actually on a 5-game win streak for High Voltage, and that is just a monumental showcase of the work that they put in over the last month or two since the end of the season.
And Late Toast will be able to extend that lead by another 2 points. So finding traction, getting ahead, and finding success against this High Voltage defense.
Yeah, absolutely. 6 points, and we'll see what they roll out with here for High Voltage. They still got 6 minutes to work with, or 4 minutes to work with, rather, and they're down by 4. And at the moment, I mean, this is quite possibly indeed the toughest matchup that they're going to have had the last couple of weeks of matches. And it's going to be a real test. So far, though, not disappointing at all. You know, it's still a close match.
Absolutely, and getting that self-pass, maybe that pass was a little bit off target. It definitely was, because no one throws passes like that, but able to retrieve it, luckily, will be this High Voltage team. So High Voltage really playing strong possession, finding these passes, trying to pull Tint out of position. They'll find a stun outside the tube, and they're just continuing to pull the stack out of position. They have to capitalize on it, or they're going to ruin their advantage.
Well, just check off the edge of the Barry, the Geo there will result in a deep retrieval and an open goal. It's Huzzah, opening up the lead a little bit more. It's 8-2. Clock starting to wind down in this round, but still some time here for High Voltage.
High Voltage playing very methodically, but just not enough, and maybe a little too slow, as they weren't able to get into that bubble of Tint.
Yeah, and with a rollout there, need to get rid of it really quickly. And even on that second retrieval there, you can see Huzzah, he almost had that grab, just sailed right past and is looking for the stack as we speak. That said, it's going to be Fire Ninja is taking full advantage of the one-on-one before anyone can get back to save the day.
So it will now be only a 4-point differential. 2 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock, and just advantage to Tint. I'm assuming that Huzzah's going to be QBing. I haven't seen it yet. It will be White Dragon QBing. The White Dragon taking his time, approaching that too. Able to get the stuns on these defenders. And they get an advantage. With the pressure coming, they're going to send it back. And they're not going to be able to find that pass as they scramble for it. Gagasm sending it back. And now you see slow play from Team Tint as they try and approach this bubble.
And Huzzah going over there to kiss the Rad logo before making a roll into the goal area, spreading out the floor, at least trying to. Pass up, or maybe, no, just going to go straight into the goalie's hands. So maybe a miscommunication happening there. Nonetheless, they're going to get it right back. It's Late Toast with a disc. They have a cutter, but a lot of traffic, so they go for a much safer pass to the backboard. And Huzzah, gift wrap that one from Late Toast to go up now 6 points again.
So with 90 seconds on the clock, time is running out. A few threes can put them in distance of maybe tying this up. I don't want to speak too soon, but it's very close margins. So with that pass to Tube, they'll look to start this offense. They'll send it to the floor. It will be intercepted, and Guy with possession for the clear.
All right, Guy throwing it up there and looking for his stack. So there it is, getting to the front, but not in time to deny High Voltage the disc, at least initially. Now Huzzah getting stunned as well as Sonic, just big pileup forming, a lot of brawls, a lot of paralyzed players for just a moment, but now coming out of the stuns, getting back into the bubble, trying to find the goal, but another two bold shot, and that's gonna roll back into the back line. Less than a minute left here, Sputnik, and still down 6. It's not looking good for the comeback yet, but we'll see what happens.
Time is running out, and with this clear towards the Tint bubble, they may have a chance, but Tint is just so quick to respond. They'll get possession, they'll send it out, so they'll be able to kill a few more seconds off that clock. Sonic Roland will pick it up along the floor, try and find that pass into the hands of a teammate, but that cross isn't there. Will bounce out of the bubble. 20 seconds on the clock to the backboard and above. What did the stop? Guy with the hands in the clear through mid.
And that will definitely do it here for this first round at the very least, but it's still not a big margin by any means. I mean, one more shot attempt on a goalie, not quite bothered enough to get that one through. But yeah, there is no team taking the first. It was still a very nice performance from High Voltage, not able to get as much offense in as they wanted, but against, again, a very, very high-quality team full of these supremely talented players. This is really good news, I think, for High Voltage because like I said, they've been having success, and I feel like it's these hungry teams returning from Season 1 that are really just trying to make their name all the more known and working hard with the scrims and all the practice in the off-season, and I think it's paying off for High Voltage here.
Absolutely, and these teams continue to develop every scrim, every match. They get better and better, and they continue to grow, so these newer teams having success against veteran players is a huge element, and every win that they can get, they will cherish. And then soon, as they continue to progress, they'll leave everyone behind in the dust.
Oh, this makes me sad. I didn't have the stats. Never mind. I didn't make a mistake, chat. You are getting sleepy. Look away from the scoreboard. Look at the highlights. That's what you want to focus on, because instead, here, I'll read them for you here and be more accurate about it. So, it is Guy with 2 points, Huzzah with 6, Late Toast with 2. Over on High Voltage sides, 2 apiece for Lulz and Fire Ninja. And we're going to go right back into the game. Like I said, you're hypnotized. You saw nothing wrong. And we're going back. And here we go. Round 2, Sputnik.
And with the neutral joust underway, it will be taken by Guy. Getting that forward stun will be Huzzah. Taking out that stack, still challenging them, and getting in position. He's just going to take the shot. He's going to find it at 10 meters.
Find it he did. Guy with the hands and the accuracy. Hitting the mark only, 9 seconds into that joust, so strong look for Guy. And right back here to High Voltage on this joust. See if they make those adjustments.
So, joust advantage and a rematch coming through. So with that being said,
I don't even have my stats to show you because you guys are getting sleepy. Anyway, hello chat. There's a rematch, and I do actually have the the open comms in the game muted for the stream, as I do believe these teams were actually doing open comms for one reason or another and having each other muted. So just to keep the airwaves a little bit more clear. And
I'm listening to the players.
Oh, yep.
Right now.
If you have any updates, give me the word.
I think they're. Give me a second.
All right, that is some quality journalism there from Sputnik. I think he did an AEIOU or something like that. But sometimes why, Sput? Sometimes why? And tell me why we got to restart? I don't know. Regardless, hello to chat to me, give me some opportunities to distract, delay, and hypnotize yet again and some more. See, again, Newton in there, and Furcar, Mild Salsa, Steamed Hams again. Mild Salsa asking, "What's my best joke?" Now that's a interesting question
So it's a
to
ping
ask.
issue. Sorry.
Oh, ping issue.
Here's my journalism now. Breaking news. Ding, 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 ding. As a ticker flies by. So
Yes.
they have ping issues, and they are gonna find a new server. They were just speaking so it was so much cross chatter I could not understand over all the layers of audio.
So much cross checker. But okay, good stuff on the update. I mean, hopefully this doesn't delay too much, but again, it's perfectly within their rights. So here, and we're gonna bear with it. So hopefully you guys bear with us. Why do they call them pirates? Mild Salsa, because they are. There, I guess that's my best one. I don't know. Top of the head though.
You're getting. You're saying you're getting sleepy. I'm getting sleepy, and these jokes.
Look, I was asked.
This pirate joke.
I'm a man of the people. If you got a better one, you can tell it right now, Sput. You're on the spot. Go for it. Thought so.
I don't feel like I have any jokes appropriate for this stream.
Okay, that's actually very fair and valid.
Yeah, you know my sense of humor, so I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut.
Fair play. And with that, we will remain uncanceled here on Twitch TV. Worry not. Mild
So looking
Salsa
at the chat,
saying,
yeah, look at
best filler. What rookie team do you think has the most potential based on what you've cast? Well, that's way too much of a difficult question to answer without disappointing someone, so I won't answer. That's hard because we've casted collectively, I don't know, maybe a couple dozen, but that still leaves another 80 teams we haven't seen yet. So that is a very, tough question for me to answer anyways. I don't know. Ding, says Steel Skydiver. I didn't cast Ding, but there, Ding. It's Ding.
I really like underrated rookies, and I'll put that out there. They have been developing quickly. They found success in the rookie tournament, and they've continued to grow as a team, and it's been a real pleasure to watch them play every ensuing match and continually get better.
Yep. Well, we're going to go back to the scoreboard, by the way, and those are only, of course, our partial stats, but attempting to get back in this match, perhaps. So we do have one more stream I just want to note, or one more game that's supposed to come next, which is Nitro versus Wombo Combo. So if those players happen to be listening or watching, as was the case in Season 1, at least as Nitro knows, if you guys are willing and able to wait a few extra minutes, we'll definitely stream you. If not, though, no obligation, and that's perfectly okay. Just want to make a note.
And also saying in chat, I do like Flatliners as well. Mr. Napro coming through with the name for the team that he's on. A little bit of self-promotion, but he's right. It's a very good team as well. He's found a lot of success, and he's developed quickly as a player. So you see all these new Quest players, all these new players regardless of the platform, and they just continue to play, and they play their hardest, and they just continue to grow. And that's the best part of casting, of watching, of being involved.
Yeah, well, and speaking of getting involved, that was a great segue on Atlas for you. Let's get involved in this match again, hopefully. Hopefully. Thanks, Pally, says Steel Sky. You're welcome. If you want any more sound bites, go for it. Maybe I should open a cameo or something. I don't know.
I need to record my earlier sound bites from Season 1 for my stream.
Yeah, by all means, get those highlights back in. Let me know when you're in. I'm in.
I think I'm joining.
All right. Just making sure that they know they can start. I'm typing. It says Guy. Start. There you go. All right. Appreciate the commentary from Guy. Love the guy very much. Now let's go back to the match. It's a 3-0, it would seem here, to start off round 2. And again, it was just that server switch. So apologies for the delay, but we're going to get right back into it as of now.
And I believe it will be just advantage.
Or not.
Will they have to do the neutral?
Oh, there we go. Sorry, my things, see, everything just is breaking, but we're fine. I think we're fine.
I'm fine. I'm doing all right.
Oh, no, just the overlays were acting a bit funky here. I don't know. Guys, stream, remember when I said you were hypnotized? I hope you never came out of it because I swear to you, things normally don't go too wrong. I'm perfect. I'm an angel.
When I snap my fingers, you will come back to...
Oh yeah, teams are muted. Sorry, I think Guy was probably talking to me there. Stop listening. I will. It's muted. Everyone's muted. We're good. We're going back to the game.
And Joust's advantage will be to high voltage, so we are back in play. 30 seconds off the clock. An interception coming through in mid. Huzzah with possession. Huzzah going for that shot. A ding off the corner of that crossbar. So will be picked up by Fire Ninja. And they're down by 3. We are back in play, and they're looking to put points on that board.
Yeah, and the stack going to be collected and actually just tapped right back out, but eventually retrieving it is Guy with the disc. Has the eyes on the teammate Late Toast here in the opposite side tunnel, but you know who else has eyes on Late Toast? It's Sonic. Oh, definitely with just a big brawl and a good look at the goal. Couldn't really convert on it, but that was still a nice attempt as a Late Toast gets it back, but got to be careful. There's Sonic yet again.
And with possession and bouncing off the back wall, going in the hands of Guy. Guy looking for that shadow bounce off the crossbar. And into the hands of Fire Ninja. So Fire Ninja sends it up to Laws. Laws tries to find that pass to mid, and it will bounce out.
All right, so a lot of tap and slap clears going on back and forth, to trying to get something to the other end before the defense approaches and gets those stuns. And now a little bit of separation being had. 8 minutes on the clock. High voltage in a position where they want to force this round 3. That first round losing by a mere 6 points. It was 10-4. And now they've had a lot of time, especially with a server change and what have you. They've had some time to kind of regather their thoughts and maybe come out a little bit more steady here in this round.
Getting that pass off the ceiling. Latos will be stunned out. Cross check now, looking to get this shot, to get that pass, but the stun coming through from this defensive tent, and the clear attempt won't be there. It will be chased by that stack, and this offense isn't giving up yet. They're going to send it to ceiling, try and look for that bounce pass, and it will sail into the hands of Huzzah.
Yeah, and the flurry continues. A bit of ping-ponging going on, so you see all these attempts, the grabs, and the leeches here trying to gather their speed while still denying the enemy team theirs. Very successfully so, in fact, from Fire Ninja. Look at that, brawling out both Guy and Huzzah. Some abusive throws there, and we'll have a chance of maybe bouncing in. There goes the stacks, retrieved by Fire, all over the floor, but Guy denying him with a stun.
Guy will send it to wall. Latos with possession. Latos under pressure, dumping it to mid. They will lose it. Fire Ninja able to avoid that stun. Going for the shot. It will bounce off ceiling, and it will be once again in the hands of this defense.
All right, and back to Huzzah now on the side wall. Once again, needs to be careful here with the defense there. This time from Lulz, but just as well, Fire Ninja pressuring well earlier. And we'll see. The goal is kind of exposed there. Not really able to cut it off too much. And Huzzah's going to get the disc, but not too long. Again, just a lot of stuns, but the firm control not being had by either side, it would seem. Oh, jeez.
Not able to get that or the follow-up. Not able to get any breaks. White Dragon will send it right into the hands of Guy with that quick pass to Late Toast. So with that long shot attempt that bounced off the backboard and this slow, methodical play, we're approaching 6 minutes. Only 3 points on the clock. This is a lot of play. This is 3 minutes and 30 seconds of continuous play with no score. Another interception coming through. And it looks exhausting. These players are playing hard, and they're not giving up any possessions.
Was some timely boost, but not the grab. A little bit of an overshoot. And I just want to point out the wingspan. It looked like maybe Lulz with the best borrowed Guy's arms or something, because that was a great grab in the midfield, but not grabbing it that time. So enabling White Dragon, you do not want to leave him open for 3, because he's going to nail that again and again, and that's a 6-point lead for Tint.
5 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock. That's 3 minutes and oh, it does the math for me. That's good. So that's 3 minutes and 59 seconds of continuous play before a score. That's incredible. Just a lot of passing, a lot of defense. And with that pass going through and towards the bubble of 10, it will be picked up by Late Toast, and Late Toast will send it through Tube for the clear.
Yeah, clear through it goes. I see Venom in the chat there. Is that the real Venom? Joining us from VRML3, Sir Dimwit casting there, trying to go for the pass. Right, clear in. Beautifully done, Huzzah to Late Toast. It's 8 points, and that is the most Tint-like play that you'll see all day.
So it will be just advantage to High Voltage. High Voltage with 4 minutes, 30 seconds on the board. They need to start making goals. They need to start putting points up. They need to try and take this edge away from Team 10.
Yeah, and just to kind of answer the question there, how the game is going. So this is the second round. Tint took first one 10-4. Then there was a little bit of delay for server change, and loose change, letting it loose into the goal. White Dragon to Guy. There is the Tint that I know. That's just some beautiful team play, getting them some great opportunities. No hesitation.
Absolutely. That's a 10-point lead. 4 minutes now on the clock, not taking any chances. They're starting to find success. They're starting to gain traction like they did in the first round when they pulled away. So it is Team Tint with a considerable lead on High Voltage, and they're continuing to try and do that.
Yeah, 3:43 remaining. Venom complimenting the nice pass work. And I absolutely agree. It's great to see. And also Mild Salsa there giving B-Stands a compliment for a great performance in the matches earlier today. And oh my goodness, another shot on the way. Well, Sputnik, I think fully, Tint has definitely found their stride. It's not a doubt about it. This is a Tint that gave me some of, again, the most exciting matches from last season, just on a personal note to watch, because when they get the pass work going, it is just a buttery smooth thing of beauty.
Absolutely. Huzzah in double coverage. Defender's not able to prioritize that pass or the target. He was able to just get through the defenders and slap it in with a nice soft touch. So back into the hands of White Dragon, and White Dragon won't find that. Pick it back up, and he'll put it right back in at 4 meters. Another 2 points to Team 10.
Yeah, Dragon laying an egg into the goal. Nah. But 14 points for Tint, and pulling ahead really strong here. Again, it was pretty close in that first round, lower scoring overall, and but this one so far a shutout, and we'll see with 2:33 remaining. I mean, there's still time on the clock for High Voltage, but the whole rhythm of this game does definitely feel in the blue team's favor here.
What was that line? I feel like I have to ask for that as I get these passes, but it bounces off the Geo. They're not able to get the passes that they want. It's going to go into the hands of the backline player. Cross-check. He's moving from Geo to Geo, up to Nest, up to Ceiling, back to Geo, but they're not able to finish it off. They get stunned out, but they might have a chance here, and they're not able to get it off the backboard, so they're still fighting for any points that they can get. Less than 2 minutes on the clock. They'll lose possession. And looking pretty is Huzzah as he approaches the tube.
Yeah, and going for maybe a ceiling shot. The boop shot going to be a little off, but rebounded and underneath the arms and doing some harm. It's White Dragon, and he continues to just light it up. I mean, yeah, super impressive effort from him. On the other end, too, that passing from High Voltage was actually incredibly impressive. It was until some of the brawls towards the end that kind of knocked the disc loose, but you can definitely see why High Voltage, up until today at the very least, I mean, they were on a 5-game win streak just dating back to Challenge Week, Week 0. And although that that will be about to end here, you can definitely see the progression. And I think, nothing to slouch at. You just got to shrug the shoulders and move on to the next one for High Voltage.
So with that pass to mid, Guy with possession, ducking under the Geo. Not so much under pressure, but realizing that stack is boosting back in, sending that pass, but a nice grab by Lulz. Lulz looking for that clear, finding it, bouncing off the wall of tube, and these stacks are not quick enough to respond as a guy gets it in the backfield, and he gets it through.
So, yeah, another grab here in the other end of the tunnel here. Huzzah will take it, but lose it out to the stuns of Sonic. Going from that midfield, but well prepared was a stack from Guy and White Dragon. So closing off that boop shot, that ceiling shot. And Late Toast, 21 seconds left to maybe take one more shot for Tint. The pass, the second, and in a hot second, it's Guy Gasm assisted by Huzzah.
And 18 points, they will end this round. The time will run out before any team gets a touch on the disc. So with this sweep, it will be in favor of There Is No Team. They will be able to maintain a scoreless game in this second round and finish strong.
Yeah, just a shutout from Tint, and once they started getting those first couple passes, when I said, there's the Tint that I know, it was kind of over from there, and that's what I'm used to seeing from Season 1, where it's just over the course of the matches in Season 1. By the time you get into the second round, they really start finding their flow. Those passes start connecting just with some excellent precision and consistency, and then it's just score after score, paired with their great defense on the brawls specifically. They're very aggressive, and I think that's an underrated part of Tint's game, because that contributed to a lot of their success in their wins in Season 1 as much as anything, just that pressure. Now,
Definitely, I couldn't agree more.
Now, that being said, we just got a raid there. Onward Master League 2 joining us here. Thank you for doing so. Glad to have you. We're about to take just a brief intermission to switch it up to our next match, which slightly delayed, but only slightly by a few minutes. So we're going to go to that one. Will be a Nitro and Wombo combo. At least I do hope, if they had waited for us. So be right back, folks. Stay tuned. All right. Hello. Welcome back to VRML. This is Palidore here, joined by my co-caster Palidore, and on the cams, it's Palidore. That's right. You're getting a Palicast for this last one of the stream, or at least this current particular stream. There's actually one more game in another hour and a half, something like that. I don't know. Like I said, lose track of the days. All I know is there is a stream at every given opportunity, and we're going to be here to cast it. Or my name is not Palidore. You're tired of hearing that name? Because I am. All right, here we go. First round is underway. We've got ourselves Nitro, the returning team over on Blue from Season 1. We've got the Law, Fontac joining in there, Vanzi, Risen, and they're going to rise for the first goal, dunking it in. So Vanzi immediately getting a goal. How about that? Hello also to the Twitch chat. So once again, we had a raid there coming in from Nightfire and the Onward crew from Onward and Master League 2. So pleasant pleasure to have you here alongside. And all of you guys tuning in. See Lufu, see Kung, see Drick, And of course, Knight, as mentioned, over here will be a Nitro taking that disc and looking to make another move over there, just trying to break loose, find some space, and the shot slightly off the mark. Will be a tap off, a shot again a little bit off, but a rebound, third attempt, not the charm, however, trying to do some harm, instead getting harmed by the misses, but Fontac will reset over there to our the bow tie, and from below, can they do it twice in a row? No! Another defensive stop, another grab, and finally, fourth, fifth, sixth times a charm. I'm not even sure anymore, but the law. Well, sound the alarms. That's the 4th point for Nitro. Nitro moving scary fast, says Newton. Yeah, making my mouth move scary fast, and I'm going to need a drink in about a second. But nonetheless, Nitro back here on the launch. Or Wombo, rather, on the launch. They're going to joust out on the offense and successfully find that pass to Hunavelli. And, oh, pleasant to see Hunavelli there. So he had said initially on the Discord chat that he wasn't going to be able to play this game, but made me a little sad because Hunavelli, that's a name I haven't seen in a very, very long time. But he is a veteran player who had played back in 2017. Disappeared for a solid while. I don't think I've actually seen him and his name in the game as a shot goes through for the law. Nice breakaway goal. But I don't think I've seen Hana for a solid maybe year and a half, if not longer. So super cool to see him back. From what I remember back in the day, just a humongously talented striker. Interested to see just how rusty or not that he is. Not sure how long he's been back in the game, but good to see him. Anyway. Here we go. Off on this joust. It's a 7-0 for Nitro. Shaken, bacon, shaken loose. Not getting the goal. Will be taken out by Fontac. Cleared straight out, right past the awaiting arms of the midfielder. Bouncing off the ceiling. Look at the speed coming in from all of Nitro. And a handoff, but taken out. Going for the anchor. Too much steez. Louise. And taking it out of there. So being punished a little bit, perhaps, on that cheekiness as a deep shot goes through and off the back wall. There's Hana getting stunned as the law tries to collect the disc and does have some time to spare. Meanwhile, just dodging through the hands there of Muser, but Hunavelli, does he still have the hot shot? Not quite, it was barely off. The second attempt right off the bodies, the hands, and ejected into the midfield. So still being held scoreless here. 3 minutes, a little past 3 minutes into this first round, but quite exciting start nonetheless.
Oh shit, I grabbed your foot.
But all right, so Muser takes the disc, is going to sling it, and just takes a ricochet off that bottom wedge. More stacks coming through. You can kind of hear those punches way in the back line, trying to delay the stacks, and successfully so. But at the moment, as it continues to go back and forth here, neither team maintaining too much firm control. Just relying a lot on these clears and a lot on these boosts. But as far as opening themselves up for any kind of pass opportunities, not really there. It's just a lot of frantic pressure being had. And, you know, to the fairness of Nitro, it's working out, isn't it? But not on that one because Shadow D. Nothing shadowy about that defense. He got it done with efficiency. And will be taken right back here by Muser. You can hear some of the exclamations going on from these two teams, or at least from one of those teams, as Shaken Bacon Sandwich has a defender nearby, so has to just let it loose from a little bit further out than maybe he initially intended. Still yet, though, Wombo retaining control, maybe, yes, indeed, and that's a 2! First one's going in, so Shadow D, yeah, he had the defense over on the other end, and he brought it all the way to the front line for a rebounded shot. Getting on the board for Wombo with that combo. Newton complimenting the save earlier. And Steamed Ham talking about the needing a brace. Didn't catch the whole conversation there for obvious reasons, but I can only assume talking about the physicality of games like Echo as that goes really close to the goal. And I may consider just muting just because, you know, it's intense. I get it. But over here we'll be taken back, and look at another save. Shadow D now has started to put on some highlights in his own right with that great grab. Talk about the goalkeeping skills from Wombo Combo and Shadow. But yes, the physicality of Echo Arena, always a big factor. I know in my more active playing days, and competitively anyway, yeah, definitely had my share of shoulder issues, which were eventually solved just by, you know, being a responsible gamer athlete or what have you, and doing the stretches. That said, trying to stretch for the rebound, unable to. Shaken Bacon. And will get the handoff there, but some good brawling coming in from Risen. And some dog piles just as well from all the teams. All the brawls going off, kind of sounding like a casino with all those dings. But nonetheless, on the 3-man boost, have themselves an open goal, perhaps, and they do indeed collapse on the goal. That was almost saved, however. In fact, yeah, Shadow D, he got credit for the self-goal, so he did indeed get another grab. Unfortunately, it still managed to kind of eke its way in. But by all accounts, Shadow's reflexes are pretty dang insane, I've got to say. Not knowing the personnel heavily before. I do believe I've casted Shadow before. It might have been the Rookie Cup, perhaps. But either or, just definitely showing the skills. And again, coming against a team like Nitro, who does have more veteran experience, in a sense. I mean, Shaken Bacon and Hunavelli are also very long-time players in their own rights, but I think just in terms of the Season 1 duration, you know, Law, Fontac, Vanzi, and, well, Risen, the one unknown name to me among this Nitro team, going in for the 11th point. So well done on his end. That's 11-2, 3 minutes left here in this round. Steamed Ham's talking about technique. Indeed, it's all about the technique. And oh, look at the big boost coming through, taking them completely off guard. It's Nitro putting on the Nitro, indeed. 14 points here for them, and 240 remaining. Effective game so far from the Law. Look at that, dealing 8 points worth of damage, as well as a couple of assists to go with his 11 stuns. But all right, so a Wombo combo. We have a Shadow D, the quick rollout, right past the hands, however, of the receiver. So unable to get that done, but the stacks getting bothered just a little bit and overshooting, but luckily on the second grab there is Vanzi right in the right place, just like the disc, finding the goal, and 16 points for Nitro. Yeah, see Lufu in there and saying, if you don't get mercied, it's a win in my book. Honestly, like I said, this Nitro team, these players here, I mean, they've kind of been through the VRML ringer already, and so I'm pretty impressed by Wombo. Honestly, they're not moving as if they're, you know, a newer team whatsoever. So there's a lot of good takeaways for sure. You know, going against a team like Nitro here, who had some good success, and oh, going for a miniature train, a Joker train. It's the Law. Talk about training an officer. Well, that was officially a great shot. It's 18-2, 1 minute 20 remaining. And of course, it's worth mentioning too for some of these matchups. The reason we had the week 0 of challenge matchups for the MMR was indeed to help along the matchups a little bit, but because there's an unprecedented amount of teams in VRML Echo Arena this season, it might take a little bit of extra time there. The MMR is pulled, you know, from VRML itself based on your win record, your win-loss record, and the margins that you win or lose by, things like that. But if Season 1 is any indication and pre-Season 1 is any indication, by the time you get to Week 2 or Week 3, you really start seeing those great matchups much more consistently from Master Tier all the way to Bronze. And as I've mentioned, I think 4 or 5 times on stream now, my favorite matches, several of them last season, were among Bronze teams. There were so many great and very memorable moments between a grand variety of them. So, with that said, with 18-2 on the board and just the disc getting kind of stuck here for the last minute or so of play, a lot of back and forth, but mostly over on this end, will be the first round going to Nitro against Wombo. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. I don't know what I'll do, but I'll do something if you do. And it won't be good. Okay. That's what I thought. 18-2 for Nitro. And I'm also just kidding. Or am I? But yes, first round going their way. So get that those scores in for you really quickly. And pardon me while I also take a sip, because as I'm sure you might have noticed, that was a lot of talking in this Arizona heat. Okay, I'm back. But yes, a very nice initial debut here. First round debut on stream for Nitro this week, week 1 of season 2, of course. And as I said for Wombo Combo, I mean, despite the fact they weren't able to get on the scoreboard, obviously as much as they would have liked there, they still showed a lot of good signs. As I said, the movement was really nice. They weren't moving like a, you know, they were moving like one of these veteran teams. They're just still very fast and fluid. They weren't, you know, struggling to find their bearings or anything like that. So some good takeaways for them. We had obviously that fantastic defensive stand we saw from Shadow in the goal, and you know, Hanavelli again. You know, still just coming back into this game, and one of the players who always stuck out in my mind as a super strong player and striker, especially in the early days when there were not a lot of talented shooters in the league. I mean, quite frankly, the first several months of Echo, you make a three-point shot, you know, 7 meters a second from right here, it's a great shot. That one just a bit off, maybe no, save by Vanzi. Right in the hands and into the other side of the field. As the boosts come through, one for each team. There first, the Law actually getting the benefit of that very tough angle. And another tough clear actually going right back to the hands of the Law, not for too long, as a shaken bacon sandwich just throws an interception that is not caught on this end of the floor. But my oh my, is it frantic? And all right, back to the bottom side of the ramp here. A slight overshoot. Might have had themselves an open opportunity at that three-point shot had the overshoot not occurred. But that said, they still do have a chance at some offense. So there's Hanavelli. He's going to maneuver around and convert on the shot. There's 2 points from Wombo and from Hanavelli, courtesy the shaken bacon assist. So great start to round 2 here for Wombo Combo. And now with Nitro finding themselves on the offensive joust for the first time in a little bit. Fontac, let's see what they do. Looks like the slow rollout on the defense, so not going to be too bothered. Just going to find that best possible angle and leave the defender in the dust for that matter with a great shield on himself. So off the backboard, a light ding and barely grazing the rim and out again. So being kind of stifled there a couple times is Nitro, and back to the blue side. So with those stacks coming through, could it be a Wombo Combo round 2? No, not on the three-point shot. It was very close though, and that could have been a great momentum builder for Wombo without a doubt. Very, very close, and a tough miss, but that's okay. They've, you know, the rhythm right now for Wombo Combo looking quite nice. There it goes again. So Nitro throwing that one kind of right away into the hands of Wombo. They're going to look for that clear, and does get into the hands there of Shaken Bacon. Now, if they can get some grabs going on, you can see right there like that. This is only in VR. You see Shaken Bacon motioning with his hands towards his teammate there to go for the re-grab so they can get that extra speed. And that's some of that veterancy in play. Veteranship from Shaken Bacon, but also the beauty of the physicality of VR. You can read these players like a book. You can see the emotion in the faces. And right there, it's Shaken Bacon facing up against the driving offender and getting a steal, getting a clear, getting another boost, and maybe yet another chance at a good goal. It's going to be head on, applied directly to the forehead. Hana getting stunned. Right to the mid lane now. Risen with that disc. So couldn't convert on that opportunity, and now maybe the exact same thing except happening on the opposite side of the floor. This time goal exposed, and Vanzi gets the ding and the dunk. And a future hammer from Pally. But nonetheless, 2 apiece. It's tied up here. Wombo Combo, Nitro. Very entertaining second round despite the fact that there's only been 2 scores total. That was frantic. That was fun. All right. So, as we continue on here. See, I have a hard... catching up with Chad a little bit, I have a hard time. You know, I don't ever encourage the dunks, and in fact, I'll always kind of get grossed out at it, and I'll say something about it. But the problem is, because I was on a team who did it at the most interesting time in competitive history, I can only say so much. Right there, though, Risen. Now, he has a touch on that goal. But yes, there was once upon a time that there was a very interestingly timed ding dunk from a certain teammate of mine. I'll never claim that I approved of it, but then again, it was one of the more memorable moments, for better or worse, in a world final situation. Just to put the toxicity into context. It was of his own volition, okay? Was not my idea at all. Wink, wink. Just kidding. Vanzi here, gonna get that disc. Knock loose, actually, but La, he's gonna swoop in and just steal that away. So forcing the defense there for Wombo to retreat. And up high goes off the sidewall, where Hanavelli gets stunned. Kind of gives a little shrug of the shoulders there. Again, the emotions of the players. You love to see it in these physical VR sports. Just, I love it. It's like going to the field, going to the park or the gym and playing your favorite sports. And right there, Vanzi deep ports a shot right through the goalie. 6-2 for Nitro. But still, this round, halfway through it, you know, Wombo looking a lot more collected and looking good. Like what I'm saying. You know, if they can just kind of maneuver their way around a little bit here and not be overly concerned with the pressure that Nitro's putting on, as apparently I need to replug my gamepad again. Remember when I said that mistakes don't happen? I don't know what's going on. Let's see if I'm back in it with the gamepad. Yes, I am. Nothing happened. You're hypnotized, and welcome back to the stream, Palidore. So, Muser is going to get the disc and be knocked off the bottom of the floor, taken back by Fontac. In that particular case, a little bit of a rush shot. Had some time to maybe look for some passes, but instead the turnover will go through. And that's, again, one of those things with Echo Arena as a shot goes through for the Law. That's a 3-point hit. That it does take some time, indeed, for the game to kind of slow down. I know for probably 90% of players when they first get into it, it's just the game seems so fast and intense that it's really easy to get kind of distraught and to get, I suppose, lost in the chaos, if that makes sense, you know, where you just feel so pressured to immediately get rid of the disc, for instance, or like you're always, you know, just a moment away from being having the disc stunned out or stolen from you off a stun. But I think especially as you get more experienced with the game and you kind of get to know your team and the personnel and where they are on the floor in terms of, you know, making anchored passes and set plays, it gets a lot easier to kind of manage and just trust your comms and things like that. Now that said, yeah, a little bit of a weird interaction did unfold there. Will result eventually in the shot from Fontac, and it's 11-2. Not sure if a player maybe on the other end there had crashed, or looks like they're all four present, so maybe just a momentary freeze up. So not the best timing on that, but nonetheless, they're going to try to make up for it here. So let's see where they go. There's that left tunnel rollout that they've gone to a few times, but will be a nice short-range boost actually from Hanavelli, but an even better grab from the Law. So with Shadow D inside the goal, you can see the Law just looking behind, then checking in front. Right down Main Street, and it's 13 points here for Nitro. And the chat's pointing out the Law, having himself quite a good game. Yes, yes, he is. You're very correct. 15 points, 3 assists. The Law is absolutely hot. Granted, that time it was Vanzi, but the Law was nearby, giving him the good vibes and the ability to make that shot for sure. I don't know. But 16 points, and now just the speed kind of being the undoing there. And the final 2 minutes of the game. This second round here, going to approach, and let's see on this rollout, going to that left tunnel, being assaulted, but somehow actually working his way through, so Hana dumps it off into the bottom ramp, but the Law takes it back over, gets a clear, and to the opposite ramp now. So definitely, I think over the course of this matchup, this second round especially, just more and more momentum building up towards Nitro's way, but you know, the first few minutes definitely looked really nice. That shot, almost nice. And I'm willing to believe that was a shot. That one certainly was, but as we go to sometimes, you know, anytime you shoot it off or you throw it off these corner panels specifically outside the bubble, it does give you a decent percentage chance to make it. So more often than not nowadays, anytime you see what looks like a clear going to the corners, it's probably a shot, if nothing else. It's a decent look, or at least a way to make your percentage a non-zero, you know, in terms of being able to hit it. So good awareness there, and almost going in, but nonetheless, they got the rebound and the goal. With less than a minute left, it's 16-4. Nitro still in the lead and in a good position here to take away the win in 2 rounds. A very hot pass, unable to be gathered, however. And we'll be back to Fontac. So Vanzi passing it off from below and winding and dining, because right now the Law, he has been just on a mission and yeah, goal after goal it seems. He's up to I think 17. Yeah. And that one, not really, I was gonna say power dunk, but more so a show dunk. Just really use that full wingspan to twirl it around. And speaking of wingspan, well, they're flying like some free birds right now, looking like a couple of jokers, team jokers that is to say, as Muser gonna lose it to Fontac, and as the time expires, and one shot actually just goes through as the clock already had ran out there, but that will be the conclusion of this match. And Nitro, 18-point output here in the second round, which is actually identical to their first round output. Meanwhile, for Wombo, they did score a couple times here to improve their differential just a little bit. But yes, we'll go to the scores screen and take a look at what we've got. Obviously, it goes without saying, the Law, he came to play and pretty much put everyone under arrest in this particular match. I mean, he just, yeah, he was running the asylum, all right. And full props to him for the 17 points and 3 assists, along with 2 saves, 3 steals, 28 stuns. Let me see here. So he has the game-high points, 1 away from the game-high assist. I mean, game-high stuns, it looks like. Team-high steals and tied for team-high saves. So the Law, man, something he ate today. Whatever his pregame meal was, needs to have that every day, because that is just stat sheet stuffage. Vanzi with 11 points, 4 assists, 2 saves, and 11 stuns. So big stat line of his own. You have Risen with 4 points, 2 assists, 22 stuns. Fontac with 2 points, 1 save, 1 steal, 12 stuns. And over on Wombo Combo side, there's Shadow with 4 points as well as 7 saves. Ridiculous defensive effort from Shadow with those 7 saves and the steal, as well as 21 stuns. You also had Hanavelli with the 2 points on the board, 3 steals, 25 stuns. Shaken Bacon being a great teammate and defender with 2 assists and 3 saves, 2 steals, 15 stuns. And then Muser putting together the 2 saves, 1 steal, and team high 27 stuns. So the brawler of the bunch. But yeah, directing myself over to Twitch chat momentarily because there was so much frantic action. I tried to glance over at you guys, but I didn't get the chance. So yeah, appreciate you guys for chatting though. See again, Lufu there, engaging his team and cheering them on, even though it didn't go on didn't go their way. Like I said, there's honestly a lot of good things to work with. I mean, I know I'm like a broken record at this point, but just the amount of skill that I'm seeing from the Quest teams these days is just it still remains to be boggling, because so much more advanced than 95, I'll even say 99% of players were on the PC version for their first few months. So, against an experienced Nitro team for sure, just what can you say? They still performed well. They were still moving pretty well. They're defending very well. And look forward to casting more Wombo Combo matches for sure, and just as well Nitro, of course. See Frozen Scorpio in there. Shout out to him, as well as Steamed Hams again. He had Isolate and Venom. Once more, the VRML Onward folk joining us from VRML Channel 2, excuse me. Happy to have you guys along. Hopefully those of you who stuck around enjoyed what you saw there of the fast-paced Echo Arena action. Steve Fontac stopping in the chat saying GG. Indeed. And I think that just about covers it. All right, so. That is our last match for the moment. We have one more, at least on this channel by me, that is to say, coming in 29 minutes. So we are going to end this stream. And we'll be back for what's looking like an exciting matchup. And I say this because it's between 2 more teams that I've no prior familiarity with. Another one of the 100 newer teams to VRML Echo Arena this season. In Turbo versus Team Spectre. That's in half an hour. So it has 17 hype votes, which is nearly the highest for the day. We had 2 different matches today that had 21 at the highest, but I mean 17. So that, I don't know. I suppose people are telling me something. I'm expecting a good one. So tune in for that one coming up real soon. I'll be casting that in, like I said, about half an hour. So until then, I've been Palidore. This has been VRML. That was Wombo Combo versus Nitro. Thanks again to Sputnik for casting with me just a little while ago. And thanks to you in the Twitch chat for being awesome as always and engaging. So, yeah, see you in half an hour. Bye for now.